Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Melissa Estavillo. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist here at Biltmore Psychology and Counseling. Today we wanted to answer some questions that people had generally about couples counseling, what they should be looking for in a couples therapist, the types of things that they would typically encounter in a first session, those types of questions. So this one that we have today is how to approach your spouse about couples counseling. So this can certainly be a really daunting issue for people that feel like couples counseling would be good for them, but they're kind of hesitant to ask their partner because they don't really know if they would be on board or if they would be excited about doing it. And so we wanted to give you some tips to be able to feel like, okay, here might be a way to approach it or a way to talk to your spouse or partner about this so that it doesn't feel like you're kind of just shooting blind asking them. So I think one of the things that I see pop up a lot is that there's this kind of fear that if we go to couples counseling, the relationship is over. Now I know that there's certainly people that believe that it's over and that that's one of the reasons why they're going to go to couples counseling, but if it's possible, if that's not truly where your heart is at, I think that that's something to be able to quiet that fear in them. Say, hey, I've thought about this, I know that you've been hurting, I know that I've been hurting, I know that this has been hard. We're worth fighting for. This is worth, trying to invest and see if we're able to make this work and stop hurting each other and find better places of connection. I want you to know that this isn't some passive aggressive way to get you in so I can just drop the big bomb on you that the relationship is over or that there's no sort of future for us. So I think being able to approach it from that standpoint, and it might not even be that your spouse or partner talks about that fear, but that could still be driving a lot of their resistance, feeling like I'm not ready for this to be done. And so again, I think quieting that fear can be helpful. Another thing is that I think a lot of people are concerned that they're going to go in and some quote unquote expert is going to tell them all the places that they're wrong, all the places where they've been screwing up and make them feel really ashamed and bad for the way they've been in their relationship. And I think at good couples counseling, that's just not the case. So again, I fully recognize and understand that no one's going to want to sign up to come in, take the time off of work, pay the fee to come and have someone just tell you that you're wrong. The whole goal is for the therapist to be able to understand what's driving a lot of that disconnection and distress and be able to help the couple find a solution that feels like the right fit for them. And so we can talk about places where behavior might have hurt your partner, but the whole goal is not to say like, hey, you're wrong, you screwed up. It's a place where you should feel supported, empathize with, understood, and have a different kind of motivation to change, not from a place of shaming or being criticized. So again, that's another piece of saying, hey, we're not going to stand for a therapist that would come in and just tell us that we're wrong and criticize us. That's likely not going to be the case, but if that was what happened, we'd say, forget it. We're not going to do that. We're going to find a therapist that really helps us feel supported and move forward. And I think the other piece is that the goal is not to try to fix the other person. So again, this isn't a passive aggressive approach to be like, so I'm going to find a therapist that I like and I'm going to totally team up with them and we're going to turn against you and, try to fix you because you're really the broken one. And so I think being able to come in and say, hey, we are not connecting, we are having distress. I think that there's probably a cycle that we're creating between each other. And so let's go in and talk about it. And this is not about finger pointing. This is, a place where I'm open to growth and change if you're open to growth and change. So let's try to do that as a team together, but not one in which you're specifically pointing your finger at one person. So again, these are a few tips that I think can help quiet some of that fear and hopefully create the right environment where that person can be a little bit more receptive. I think it's okay to also give them a little bit of time to kind of plant the seed and say, think about it. I'd like to go, I'd like to do this. I have a couple people in mind that I think might be good fits. But let's talk about it in a week so you don't on the spot feel like you have to make that decision. So as always, we love questions like this and hope to answer more in the future.